Hey y'all, my name's Emma Vici, and some of you might know me better as Rebecca's daughter, or Dawn's granddaughter, or even the child care aide that watches your kids on Sunday. My UCG journey has been long, kind of crazy, but I loved every single second of it. I first came to UCG in elementary school, and I remember being Mary in the Christmas pageant, but this was back when Mary didn't really have lines, so I just had to like awkwardly link arms with Joseph, and then we walked around the sanctuary, and then I like sit on the stage, and it was a fun time. Then I also remember laughing every time my cat to switch out the baby Jesuses, so good times, yeah. My mom and grandma are heavily involved with Family Promise and Grace Marketplace, so naturally I kind of migrated in that direction too. I started volunteering with Family Promise in 5th grade, and this was back when it was called IHN, and I love that I really got to have a one-on-one connection with the families. We would sit down and we would talk to them, and we can even like relate to them. And I also love that I got to play with all the kids. My UCG journey that I will always cherish is the work tour that I went on with Talia and the youth group. We went down to the Florida Keys to help repair houses that were damaged by the hurricane. I remember specifically working on one man's house. His name was Alex, and he was from Greece. He lived in a 2-story house. The upper story was for his family, the bottom story was for him, and the part where he lived, it got flooded, and therefore there was water damage. And he worked mainly night shifts, so we would be working usually when he would sleep, and he always came down to us and we'd have fun conversations, and he always had like a positive spin on things. And even one time he made us baklava, which was awesome. And it kind of taught me that no matter how unfortunate your situations are, if he can find a positive light, then there's no reason that I can't. During my UCG journey, I also got to hang out a lot with your kiddos on Sunday, and I loved that part. They always made me smile, and it was fun to get away from my hectic, chaotic world, especially dealing with homework. And so it was nice to kind of just break free from that and just hang out and, be a kid again. So I really appreciated that. One of the things I love most about UCG are its hominess, uniqueness, and its social activism. Even if it's your first day at UCG, you know that no matter who you are and where you are in life's journey, you're always welcomed here, which is something that's not always preached at all churches. Thank you guys for being open-minded and helping those who have been oppressed. It felt at times, even in middle school and high school, where I didn't really fit in because I was one of the few black people in my class, and I never felt like that at UCG, so just thank you guys for welcoming me and my family with open arms. Just a reminder, please continue to spread social awareness about the Black Lives Matter movement. Unfortunately, this is a political issue when it should not be, so please continue to sign petitions, donate, and educate yourselves and others on the social injustices going on right now. If you're unaware or kind of overwhelmed right now, you can go to change.org. They have a lot of petitions that you can sign, and they take less than 20 seconds. You can simply type in Black Lives Matter or even racial injustice. Also, if you don't have the financial ability right now to donate, you can go on YouTube. There's this girl, her name's Zoe Amira, and we'll try to link this somehow. Her name's Zoe Amira, and she has a video where all you have to do is simply watch it and not skip the ads, and that will therefore generate ad revenue, and 100% of that will go to Black Lives Matter organizations that help with either bailout funds, memorial services, or even just advocating. There's also a protest going on at the Phillips Center of Performing Arts on June 19th, which is also Juneteenth. So I hope that you can please join me and my fellow friends as we march to help the Black Lives Matter movement. As for this fall, I'll be attending Northwestern University, and I plan to double major in biology and global health along with the minor in Spanish. And Northwestern's near Chicago, and if you don't know anything about that, it gets really cold, and I don't really know how winters work, so if you have any tricks of the trade, please let me know, because I am very scared. And though I'll be thousands of miles away from literal UCG, I will still have a part of the UCG family with me, seeing that I'll be near Rochelle, Vince, and Nola. Thank you guys for all that you've done and all that you've done to support me. I appreciate all of it, and I love you guys. And also, thank you so much for keeping my mom busy as moderator this year. Treat her well. She's gonna miss me in college, so she needs something to distract her so she's not too sad. I love you all so much, and thank you for everything. Go Cats!
Hi, my name is Tennyson. No, it's not Cody, but me starting UCG actually helped me realize that I wanted to be someone who I never really thought I could, because I began a journey with all of these people seeing these places, going to my first Pride, and it made me open my eyes. Granted, it was a slow journey because UCG was the place where, like I said, I went to my first Pride, I got to march in the parade, I got to do so many things, and it was, I think, one of the main reasons why I was able to come out as pansexual, because even though I knew my family was very accepting, I was still scared, because there's always that fear that even though your family says, we'll support you always, no matter what you do, the truth of the matter is, I've known people who I care dearly for, where they came out as part of the LGBTQIA plus community, and they were treated terribly by their parents and had to go through so much terrible things. But I also had you all, and you were helpful and kind and very accepting, even though I wasn't one of the new babies who came in through the church. I came in when I was in 5th grade, unlike most people of the graduating class. And granted, I have had some journeys outside of the church, such as I came to the realization last year technically, that I was non-binary and I did not want to use the name Cody anymore. I wanted to use the name Tennyson. And this was due to actually me joining the Thieves Guild. And I think it's good that I also had that community, because it helped me realize something as well. I didn't want to practice Christianity, and I was able to see that there were people out there. I wasn't just some scared child on a lifeboat. I had people who I could talk to and who would understand what I wanted to do with my life. And so all I can say is, at least thank you for being the start to the journey. You might not be the end. You will probably be at least some part of the middle. But you were there, you were kind, you helped keep me smiling at times when I knew I was just so sad. That's it.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Gitzenander, and while the current times may be turbulent and tumultuous, I hope that this tradition brings some sort of normalcy to you guys. So first off, I want to say hi to all my pre-K kids who may be watching. The past few years with you guys has been absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to come back and to see the incredible people that I know you guys are going to become. So for the past 6 years, I've been able to work with Mama Shay and all the incredible people back in the nursery. It's led to some amazing experiences that I will never forget, such as spending an hour on this one really slow day with Sebastian and Hayden trying to figure out the exact mechanics of this one Disney train. Just try to think of 3 engineer-minded people trying to figure out a children's toy. It was for sure rather funny. And getting to spend this much time with the church's future, let me tell you, we're in great hands for the next very long time. So I've been a part of this community since before I can remember. Basically since I was about the ages a lot of the kids that I work with every day. Well, every week. But some of my first memories are of Larry swallowing fire. And let me tell you, that's a really good memory. First memory to have. So UCG has been a family. You know, Larry and Sandy have been, really important figures in my childhood. And after spending 6 years of trumpet lessons with Mr. Larry, I can tell you he is the best confirmation leader, Eagle Scout, benediction giver, and really just life mentor ever. He's become some kind of honorary grandfather to me that is really just incredible. So thank you very much. And then, of course, the Steins, the Martins, the Ragsdales, and the Kikers have made high school just incredible for me. From Rachel becoming the best mom ever, to weekend field painting, mountain biking, and Miapa feasting events with Ian. And of course, there's just goofing around with Holden and Xander while Pizer isn't looking. So they have made the past 4 years really incredible, and well, really longer than 4 years, but they've made my life just incredible. So thank you. Most of all, UCG has taught me how to be a member of a community. I've learned how important it is to treat the youngest members well. I mean, they are the future, and we have a really good future. I've learned how to play fair, and I've learned how to share. Most of all, I've learned how important it is to be accepting of each other, and to accept people regardless of their skin color, gender, or what they do and where they work for. I am grateful to have grown up here. I'm super excited to move on to the next chapter of my life, and I can't wait to start at UCF and pursue a dream that has really been a dream since 4th grade. I've always wanted to be an aerospace engineer, and I can't wait to have this opportunity. So thank you to everyone at UCG for making my life just incredible. And take care, stay safe, go Knights, and charge on.
When I got Talia's email about Senior Sunday this year, my first thought was, how am I going to stop myself from procrastinating on the days? I think we're all used to the tradition of seniors dragging their feet before starting their speech, but this year was going to be different. I was going to write it a week before I had to turn it in to really be able to take my time, think it through, and not have to rush. I have so much free time after all. But then I thought, who am I to deviate from the way we've always done these speeches? Surely I can't presume to know better than all the graduates who've gone before me. I know that at UCG we often do things differently, but come on, there's a limit. There are some lines that you just don't cross. So here I am, reading a speech I wrote just yesterday. And from where I'm standing, it seems as though I've been going to UCG for most of my life. I know that it's only been 8 years, but it feels like much longer. And that's because so much has changed from my point of view. Part of it, was the transitions from United Tribes to MSG to YU. And another part is due to my own involvement growing and evolving. I will admit it took a lot of persuasion for me to come to UCG at first. However, now I can say for certain that I'm thankful for the people who encouraged me to keep coming. My mom absolutely played the biggest role, but Jerry and Deborah Hill were also very important in that. By 9th grade, I think I'd begun to understand how much I'd come to appreciate this church, and youth group specifically. That was the year of my first mystery trip, my first work tour. That was the year we had an absolutely unbelievable mystery trip game of sardines in the Winter Park Church. And since then, from my perspective, it seems as though not much has changed. Graduates have gone, and Talia is now youth minister, but to be honest, she fit so seamlessly and the transition was so smooth and her energy and attitude was so UCG-like that I often forget I've been here for longer than she has. And that passion and open-mindedness is something I've grown to recognize as a defining characteristic of this church. I've always known UCG was unique, ever since I first started coming, but it's taken me until fairly recently to really feel that difference. I've been aware of it, but it's as though this fact has only sunk in because again and again, the people here have demonstrated how welcoming and forgiving and loving this church is. And I'm incredibly thankful that I can fully appreciate that because there's no doubt in my mind that I've become a more generous, open-minded, and appreciative person because of this community, because of each one of you. Right now, as a recent high school graduate, my life feels so open that I don't know where I'll end up, but I do know that whenever I will be in Gainesville, I'll be able to find UCG and all the wonderful people that make it what it is again.
Yesterday when you were young, everything you needed done was done for you. Now you do it on your own, but you find you're all alone. What can you do? You and me, walk on, walk on, walk on, 'cause you can't go back now. You know there will be days when you're so tired that you can't take another step. The night will have no stars, and you'll think you've gone as far as you'll ever get. But you and me walk on, walk on, walk on, 'cause you can't go back now. And yeah, go where you wanna go. Be what you wanna be. If you ever turn around, you'll see me. I can't really say why everybody wishes they were somewhere else, but in the end the only steps that matter are the ones you take all by yourself. And you and me walk on, walk on, walk on. Yeah, you and me walk on, walk on, walk on, 'cause you can't go back now. Walk on, walk on, walk on, you can't go back now. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, a bright blessed day, a dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you, I hear.
Thank you for joining us at the United Church of Gainesville today to learn more about who we are and what we believe, and to support our ministry, please visit ucgainesville.org.